Now that you've got your tools and you're ready to apply, you're going to need to take out your lashes. Once you have your tray ready, you need to gently take the lash off the tray. On each side of the lashes, there's a little bit of glue to keep them in the tray. Be very gentle with them. Like a newborn baby, you need to take special care when taking them off. You don't want to rip them off or pull so that you don't rip or tug at your lash and mess it up. Okay, so just don't break your lash as soon as you get it. So be gentle about taking it out of the tray. Sometimes you might find some loose lashes in here, and that is because a lot of these are handmade. That's not because they're falling off the lash or the lash is falling apart. It's just they're handmade and they may fall in there. So once you have your lash out of the tray, you will see, like on this lash, there's little sides sticking out. Let me see if I can get a little closer view. You can see a little bit of the lash sticking out on the ends. You'll want to trim that, but you also need to figure out how this is gonna fit onto your eye and if you need to trim it. So the first thing I do is I just set the lash on top of my lashes and decide where, just kind of gauging where this would sit on my lashes. And I'll get closer to the camera. Just set it on there. Obviously it's not gonna stick. And just see where. And I know that I need to trim a little bit on the end. So I recommend you trim from the outside in. However, on the inside, there's still a little bit sticking out, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim that off as well. So I'm gonna trim the little bit on the inside off. I'm not trimming any of that lash, I'm just trimming the little stick. And then, as you can see, they're almost separated into little clusters. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim the first cluster off. And I'm gonna resize this and see how this will fit on my eye. And I think that is gonna do. That's gonna be perfect. So now, what you wanna do is you want to lay the lash into the applicator, get the applicator on there, and the applicator is rounded, as you can see, so that the lash can sit beautifully into the applicator, okay? So as you can tell, the lash goes up, so I'm going to want to put the glue on that bottom side. You want to put the glue on the side of the lash that's going to actually be up against your eye. Sometimes people try to put it on the top, but then you're putting that on your eyelid. That's not what you want to do. So make sure that you're putting it on the bottom side. Our lash glue, which I like to call our unicorn milk, actually goes on blue. Let's see if I can get you to see that. Goes on blue, and it dries a clear translucent color. So as I'm putting it on there, it's gonna go on a blue color, but it will dry clear. So now that I have my unicorn milk on, I'm just gonna fan it and get it to dry. Once it's dried, give it a minute or two, you'll start to see that it starts to change color and it's starting to turn clear. Once you get to the point where it's almost clear and it's a tacky, you want it to be very tacky, you know that you're ready to apply. This is when the mirror comes in handy. I love using the side of the mirror that is magnified so I can look closer. So I'm going to use this mirror to apply because I can see my eye in the mirror, and I always look downward and I swoop my lash in. So what I mean is I don't try to put my lash on this way. I come in from the top and swoop under the lashes. My lashes are very curly, so I always have to be careful whenever I'm applying. And I'm going to come in and gently just place it on top of my lashes. It's right up against the eye on the eyeliner, but I'm also putting it up against my lashes, if that makes sense. So I applied the lash and I turned my applicator over. As you can see, this nice little curve is perfect for you to be able to tap this in and run it across your eye. So it's as simple as that. Once it dries, it is good to go. What I do sometimes is if I feel like it needs to be adjusted a little bit, I will use my applicator and come in to the lashes, and I'll gently tap my lashes and the false lashes together to gently create like the illusion that they are one and the same. Eyeliner is a great way to disguise any issues you might have with the lash application as well, because if you put it just too high or maybe a little too close to the lashes, it's going to disguise it. So there is your lash application.